Alright guys, welcome back to Zero Plays Pokemon SoulSilver, and I am back, and sorry there's no part Thursday. I just got back from my vacation. This is Thursday I'm recording this, but it's like almost 11 p.m. So, this is probably not going to come out till Friday, if we're lucky. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I have a lot to talk about. First, we got some battles to do. Have you forgotten anything? No. So, I am labeling this Zero's Bizarre Vacation Adventure. And the reason for that is, there's a lot to talk about. So, Anime North, the day before Anime North, I get a message that there's a problem with the room that I booked. Because it was my turn to book the room. And they're like, you need to come down and give us photo ID so we can correct this. I'm like, okay. So, however, this is a day before Anime North starts. So, I've got to... And that same day, I have an interview for a higher position at my job. So, that was a day. So, I go to my interview, and then I'm like, I have to go. I have to take care of this. So I go take care of it, and when I get there, they said, okay, so the problem is there's not enough room in your cart. I'm like, what do you mean? I have more than enough room. I made sure I had more than enough room. Well, there's not enough room for the deposit. So apparently, something I must have forgotten of, because I haven't booked a hotel room in a long time, is that you have to have a deposit for every day. So, I get there, and they can't give me the room. I still have the reservation, but they can't give it to me because there's not enough room. So at this point, the rest of the gang is about... they're about a couple hours away. So I call them. I'm like, hey... does anybody have a credit card we can use in place of mine? Because mine's not working. So, luckily, SCR was able to hop in and do it, even though he was driving. I wasn't talking to him on his phone. Don't worry, he's not driving and using his cell phone. Not allowed to do that. But, he goes to me, he says... I go to them and I said that we're gonna have, they'll accept the card type he has, and they're like, we're gonna have to do this in person because there's a form that has to be filled out. So, I can't get into the room yet. I've got to wait for them to come here, which is honestly fine, but it just makes this a lot more painful. So he gets there, we switch it over, we find out parking's supposed to be free. But that's for one vehicle. My text on the website didn't say that. And let me just say, like, even way before this, I had an issue with the booking. The booking online wasn't working. It wouldn't let me book, so I had to call them and get a manager to give me a reference number so that I could book the room. So that was fun. Because that, it didn't work initially. So, I already had a bad feeling about this. Like, ever since that got booked, even though I got a reference number, I was like, I have a bad feeling about this. So, and I was right. Other than that, that was the one thing that was, in the back of my mind. Everything else was great. I got to go do a lot of stuff I normally wouldn't do. I got to go to the Back On concert, because Back On was playing. This was actually their first Canadian show ever, so I got to see them live. That was fun, because I had to wait 2 hours to see them live. I got in line a half hour early, and it took them almost another hour and a half to get everybody in, because I had to do bag check. Well, it took about an hour to get everybody in. He said to check everybody's bags. And then when we got in there, we had to send our bags to a bag check, and that almost took a half an hour. And then they came out on stage shortly after that. So it was a good show. Both our panels went well. They were right after one another, so that was interesting. So the Let's Play panel, we did the Let's Play panel, and in the same room right after it was the bridge panel. Both panels went well. I'm happy with how they turned out. You guys will see videos eventually. I gotta do the EGLX videos first, so that'll happen. So, okay, that guy, is that Alden in that area? Yeah, that's up here. Okay. So now we're at 14. I used to fly with my beloved bird Poke. So that's not the end of the story. So after Anime North, we went the next day. For the rest of my weekend, I said I'm gonna go visit CJ. We would play this. So the next morning, I don't have a lot to pack because most of my stuff's already packed from Anime North. I took some of the same things. Obviously, I changed clothes and switched out games and stuff like that. So new stuff with CJ is on the way. Power plays related, by the way. And in a moment of stupid, because I was rushing so much, I was ready to go. I was about a half an hour late from the time I wanted to be out of there. So I got out. I was like, I'm ready to go. There were 2 bags that were behind my car that I forgot to put in the trunk. One of them was a bag full of cables and my capture card. And the other one was my suitcase. So, when I backed up, obviously they were still behind my car, something didn't feel right. I'm like, uh-oh. So, as I pulled out, I noticed a white bag ahead of my car. The white plastic bag that had all my cables in it had gone under the car. It looked really greasy. I was like, uh-oh. So I pulled out, and yeah, my my luggage was basically knocked over and had bursted because I had backed into it. Luckily, nothing was damaged. Though I did do a cleaning on my capture card just a moment ago, and I feel like I may have damaged it somehow. It seems to be working right now, and if this video comes out, that means it worked. But yeah, that sucked, because the entire drive, and this was like a 3-4 hour drive. Oh, hi, furnace. I mean, air conditioning. In my head, I was like, I hope nothing's broken, because in my suitcase was my one of my cameras, tripod, my Wii U, because my save data for Skyward Sword is on there. Spoilers, more Skyward Swords coming with CJ. Like my computer, my microphone, like all this stuff that I'm just like, and my capture card was in the other bag, and I was just like, oh please God, I hope nothing's broken. Because that was the part that I was scared about. I was scared I was going to get all the way there and find out some of my equipment was broken. And I was scared for my life just cleaning, because of the whole the situation, oil had gotten all over the bag, and some of the stuff in the bag got oil on it. So I was cleaning my capture card because there was some oil stuck into it. And I thought I may have scratched something on the inside. I was like, oh no, please don't tell me I wrecked my capture card. So this is my first test since cleaning it. Hopefully I didn't wreck anything. If I did, well, you guys will never know, because this video will never have come out. And I'll have to get a new capture card, which I can't afford right now. So I really would like to not have to go buy a new capture card. I mean, I want to get an Elgato card, but I still need my Hopog HD PVR rocket for recording power plays. It's cut out by bread butter for recording things, so I will eventually have to get another one of these. Or another kind of portable card. I heard the AverMedia Live Gamer Portable 2 can do 1080p at 60 frames. I'd like to get that. But I'm also kind of holding out for a 4K capture card. So I might just hold off getting a capture card until like something 4K. though I am considering the Elgato HD 60 Pro because it has 1-to-1 syncing, and that's really good for streaming. But of course, my problem is that my computer's not super fast for streaming, so it doesn't matter. Either way, it seems like this is capturing right now. We'll find out after these 2 parts I record if it stays that way. So I'm going to go ahead and use Surf with them and Razor Leaf with him. Surf's going to hit Second Blow, but it's barely going to do any damage to him. Yeah. I wanted to do it because it's super effective against Sand Slash. And does decent damage to Zigzagoon. Of course, Zigzagoon has some kind of fucking citrus berry or something. Yep. And Razor Leaf. There, that'll double tap it. I'm kind of surprised. I got my whole story told in less than 1 part. I was going to save these for when I was recording with CJ, but I forgot to tell these stories, so CJ, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I totally forgot to talk about these stories. But I had a good time with CJ as well, just so everybody knows. We went and saw Solo, a Star Wars movie, a Star Wars story. It's a movie. And we will be talking about it on the Hunter Base podcast, so if you're not subscribed to my Zeromaster Reviews channel, you might want to go over there and subscribe, because that will be coming out. Let's see. Use that, and then ring out. Actually, slam on Rosalia. But yeah, so that should be coming out soon. Hunter Base podcast is I'm probably going to delay it a week because the River City Gamers podcast is coming out this coming week, and I don't want our podcast to be on the same week. It's just annoying, and there's too much podcast clutter on the website, so I just... Oh, crap. Slam miss? We use Pedal Dance on fucking Suck and Blow? Really? I'm gonna go ahead and use Strength. You know what? I'm gonna use Cut and get rid of Golbat. I'm gonna use Ring Out on Rosalia. That should take out Golbat, right? Yeah. Okay, good. It took out Golbat. That's what I wanted. Nice. Buffy's level 50, bitch! Just learning me first. Can't learn any moves because he knows all HMs. Up on me first. But yeah. I'm just happy nothing's broken as of yet. My Wii U worked fine. It's funny, I took my my HD Genesis as well. It works fine. You know, my computer worked fine. I used it to record the podcast. My microphone worked fine. I used it to record the podcast as well. I used mostly CJ's equipment when I was at his place because his equipment's better. He has a Samson CL1U, which is, in my opinion, one of the best condenser mics, USB condenser mics you can get. And he also has the Elgato HD 60, which is a much better capture card than mine. So we were able to record 1080p 60 frame stuff. So yeah, I mean, some of this stuff's still going to be 720p because that's the way it was recorded when I recorded it. So that's a thing to pay attention to. But yeah, I had a great time with him. We not only saw the Star Wars movie, we went to a new game store in his neck of the woods. I got a couple of games, which is pretty awesome. One of them you may be seeing a video for soon. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But yeah, that was basically my vacation, and the thing that sucks the most is that I could have stayed longer, but I work one day, and then I have the weekend off. This is what kind of pissed me off, because had I gotten that one day off, I probably could have... gone and stayed longer. I don't know why I initiated this battle. I'm going to have to save this battle for the next episode. But, yeah, guys, I will see you next time on Zero Plays Pokemon SoulSilver, and we'll do this after-school study session. See you then.